Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Chanel, the Living Dolly. Well, what's up and welcome to a brand new story time. Okay guys, so today's story time is going to be the drama of my birthday trip. How I almost did not make it on my birthday trip. Y'all are not gonna believe this. I know a couple of times you're gonna be like, is this for real? Yes, it's for real. All right, so leave me all your comments down below. Don't forget to hit the like button, be sure to subscribe, and let's get straight into the video. Okay, so as you'll know, I did kind of like a mini Euro trip for my 25th for the 10th time. Yes, my 35th birthday last month. Be sure to check out my playlist for all of my travel vlogs. Always a vibe, definitely check it out. So I almost didn't get to go on this trip. All right, let me tell you how. And this is also once again a testimony to Jesus Christ, because that man upstairs always looks out for your girl, and for that I will forever say it. Okay, so we're starting it off at the week of my birthday, the week of my birthday trip. So my birthday, I believe this year, let me just check the calendar to confirm so I'm not talking crap. My birthday this year was on a Saturday, so we were actually supposed to leave to go to Santorini on the Thursday, right, 2 days before, because honestly for me, I'll be honest with you guys, I do not like traveling on my birthday. Like, I prefer to be well rested so I can look cute and my makeup look good, and for me to just vibe. Like when I'm tired, like my eyes will be watering, like it's just not a vibe for me. So we always try to travel before the actual date, right? So it is the week of our travel date, and y'all, everything is going wrong, like everything, because of the particular flights that we're having, because we're going from one country to another. We booked, well, my sister, of course you'll know that's the travel agent boss over there, she booked these different flights to get us from place to place, and they have certain bag requirements. So we had to actually order 2 bags, one each, from Amazon, that she ordered since the first week in July and did not reach until the first week in August. So that was one of the things, right, that is going to play a serious part in the delay. Right, we literally got them, was it 2 days before? Yes, 2 days before we were about to travel. That's one. 2, we both were doing braids, which my cousin, shout out to you Felicia, always helps us out with. But these hairstyles take hours, right? And of course, you know, she has a life, she has children, she has a husband, she has things to do, so we can do it only on her off time. So that's another delay that you all will hear about as well. Then we also had to get our nails and toes done. And the crazy thing is, my sister and I apparently share a brain, because she practically did the same nails that I sent our nail tech. And when we got there, we were just like, really? Like, is this really happening? Let's say what. So there was a lot of things that was just, how to say, like going wrong or just taking up a lot of time, that things that we could not have known that were going to be issues coming down to the actual day. All right. So basically the morning of the trip, I wake up and I'm trying to figure out how to pack this bag, because this bag is extremely small, and of course, you know, your girl always overpacks. It is very confusing. It's just a lot. Say what? So my sister does help me. She wakes up early and she does help me, but I already laid out all of my items, so I didn't have to go back and look for anything. They were all laid out right there, but she did not pack yet. So she started to pack, and in the meantime I am getting ready to go to work, because I had to go to work and then come back home, take a shower, and then go in the airport. Okay, fine. When I get back home from work, my sister is still doing her hair. Not only that, but 2 of her friends who went along with us called and said that we have to be there for 2:30 for the latest, right? Sorry, an hour before the counter closes off is when they're gonna start on board. So basically we had to be there at least by 2:30. Yes, that is correct. So one of her friends calls and says that they are about to close off the counter in 20 minutes. This is 2:10. She has now finished her hair. She's about to go take a shower, and then let's go. It is a mad rush by this time. They basically like kept calling to say what's going on, hurry up, whatever. The place is hot, like everything was just crazy. However, I am packed and ready, right? but she is not. Now she also works from abroad, so she has to go with her laptop and everything like that. Say what? We get in the car. It is currently 2:25. We're about to drive out. She forgets the laptop. She runs back to get the laptop, come back in the car, about to go again. She cannot find her purse, her little wallet with her money, credit cards, like nothing. We spend 20 minutes. We actually were like almost to the highway. We spent 20 minutes, parked up at the side of the road, then we came back home to see if it is she left it or it dropped out, to find out that it was packed in her bag all along. 20 minutes. At this point, I am surprisingly not worried yet. I am not panicked. I'm more a little bit irritated with her because I'm just like, okay then, like, what are you doing? And this is totally unlike my sister. She is always prepared. She always has like the passport. I give it to her because I just want to make sure that I'm not responsible for any drama. So I give my passport to her. She will usually have my money, like everything. I just don't want to be, you know, I don't want my mind to have to be like, oh my gosh, do I have this? Yeah, that kind of thing. So she's usually very prepared. So this was super strange. But anyway, we finally get to the airport. Everybody's tempers like on 100 because the place is hot. We had to stop twice. There's all this drama. Like, it was just crazy. Anyway, at this point, I am still cool, right? I don't know how, but I'm still cool. We get into the airport, literally dash in there, and the counter is already closed. As a matter of fact, you know, when you walk into the airport looking for like your counter, whether it's JetBlue, Copa, whoever it is you're flying with, there's nobody there for British Airways. So at that point, I was like, okay. So we are walking further down and we meet this whole angry bunch of people. It's like about 9 or 10 people, like basically accosting a fella and some other workers who apparently were running the British Airways counter. So British Airways, no. So the counters at Piaco are not run by the staff of the different airlines, which is something that I only found out at that point. They are run by whichever airport, at least for us, by Piaco International Airport staff. Let me correct that. By, oh my gosh, what is the name of them? Oh, hold on a second, let me ask my mother, I can't remember. Okay, so my sister just confirmed. Swissport actually runs the counters at our airport, not the actual staff from the different airlines. I am sorry, did anybody else know that? Because I had no idea. Now, I did kind of think it was a little bit weird because I see, you know, the same people, they would be running different counters, but it never actually clicked to me. Anyway, so basically, they decided to lock off the counter early. Now, there's nothing that you can do, you know, concerning, you know, them, because they are not members of the airline. They're not from British Airways. So I guess the head guy, he basically said the flight has been closed off already and y'all will have to rebook another flight. At that point, I just walk away and all I could do is cry. I'm so glad I was not wearing makeup because I'm a very ugly crier. But anyway, so I was just there in a corner, literally just crying. Like, I did not know what to think, what to do. I don't know, I was in a hot mess, and all I could say is, God, please help me. Help me, God. I don't know what it is, what can be done. Help me. I am in a hot mess right now, because at that point it's like you're feeling sad, you're feeling angry, you're disappointed, it's like 1,010 feelings in one. I was just feeling like if I was going crazy in my head. All I kept doing was just crying. My hands were like trembling because I was like, I don't know if it's like nerves, afraid, scared, like I just don't know. Anyway, so my sister, I didn't even hear the rest of what it is he said. My sister came over to me and she said, listen to me, I am going to fix this. And, you know, she reached me like, here. She's like, I'm going to fix this. I'm going to find a way for us to make this. And all I said was, okay. In my head, I immediately began to pray. And I just said, God, help me. You did not bring me this far for me to be in a position where I'm going to miss my birthday trip. So while I am there, you know, talking to God in my head and just feeling like if I'm going crazy, she is trying to find a way. So apparently there was another flight on the Monday, right, which was like 4 days later. So we were there for Thursday. We would have actually got in, like, let's say Friday night. So fresh and early Saturday morning, I would have been in Santorini for my birthday. Okay, cool. That is not going to happen because the flight on Sunday is fully booked, and the other flight after that is like either the week after or later in the week, which essentially means I would have missed Greece as well as Italy. That is insane. This trip was not cheap, therefore we cannot miss all of that. So there was an option for us to get a flight to New York and then a flight straight from New York to Santorini, and it would have been at least $1,000 US. At that point, I felt like if I was going to just scream when it is she's like giving me all these options, but I'm not lying to tell you, I did not want to miss my birthday trip. So it would have hurt me. I would have cried, but I said I was going to do it. Anyway, something within her decides to try to reach out to British Airways to explain the entire situation about how it is they closed the counter early and, you know, everything like that, because the counter is not supposed to close until an hour before. They closed at least an hour and 25 minutes before, which is not fair because you're cutting off time from customers, right? So immediately she is like trying to get on to British Airways, but she booked through British Airways holidays, so they're actually only open from a certain time period. Now of course you'll know this is English, so English time frame, London time frame, right? Because British Airways is a UK based airline company, is going to be 5 hours ahead of us. So we basically sat there in the airport. My daughter and my father stayed with me. My mom was in the car waiting, and my father and I just basically stayed with me. And I don't know if it's them, like I don't know how to describe this whole thing, but they just kept my spirits up. I was like laughing and talking. I was not as worried. All I told myself is, God, I know you're going to work it out. I know you're going to work it out. I don't know how, and I really pray that I don't have to miss my entire Grecian birthday, but I know you're going to work it out. Anyway, so they told us to leave and come back. We're going to try to do a Caribbean Airlines flight, and we may have to try again because there are no more flights for that day, where it's like after 6 right now. So we came back home, bag still packed. All I did was change my clothes, take a shower, and I went to bed because I just wanted for my mind not to have it, like I just wanted to take off my mind, like take it off. I don't want to think about anything. Anyway, so it is nighttime. My sister cannot sleep. Now I didn't know this until after, but she cannot sleep, so all she kept doing was like watching movies, trying to stay up so she could call British Airways Holidays, explain the situation, and see if they can do anything to help us. So I kept waking up throughout the night because she sleeps in my bed, so I would always hear like her shows on if I get up to use the bathroom or anything like that, and I just wake up and I look at her every couple of hours. I'm like, anything? And she's like, no, I'm still trying. I said, okay. And I just turned my head on the other side and I did cry because I'm just like, God, please, you always tell me to have faith. I'm trying to have faith. You need to help me. Please work this out in some way. And after a while, I had to talk to myself and say, stop begging God, you know, actually see, you are going to work it out. Have faith, because you cannot pray and worry at the same time. My mother always says that to me. Have faith that it's going to work out. And all I kept saying is, yeah, I know you're going to work it out. I don't understand why this is happening right now. I know it's not for me to understand, but God, help me to be patient and have faith. Help me. So it is now 6 o'clock in the morning. She jumps out of bed and she's on the phone with British Airways explaining the entire dilemma, how it is they closed off the counter really early, and it was like a group of us, and they actually went back, whoever she was speaking to on the phone, a very nice Irish lady, she told me, they went back on their files because of course they can see from the passenger manifest how many passengers paid for tickets and never showed up like on the flight. So when they're seeing that, okay, then there's 10 people here, like that's a very random thing for 10 people on one flight to miss just like that, unless it's like traffic, like there had to be a reason behind it. So they immediately started to see how they can assist. She basically told us she can reroute, well, she told my sister she can reroute or roll our trip, seeing that we did not get on this flight. Because here's the thing about it, you can't leave a country, especially with an airline company like British Airways, without having like confirmed flight plans. So basically it's going to look a little suspect to them that, okay, even if it is you get to where it is you have to go to with another airline, they're probably gonna keep you in question and like, okay, then what happened? Because here we are seeing that you are just leaving the country, but how did you get in? Like, I don't understand, you know? And I don't want to be held up in anybody's airport, y'all. I have been through too much of that in my lifetime. I don't want it, okay? So she basically said they're going to roll the flight. So we actually are going to get a flight from Tobago to London, and then from London to Greece. It just so happened that the whole Santorini vibe could not work out, because we were actually going to end up there like Sunday, and I think we were actually leaving on the Sunday or Monday, something like that, to go to Italy. So that it wasn't going to work. So she said there's another option. She said we can go to Mykonos. Now listen, she is on the phone speaking to the person, and they said they're gonna do that, and I just heard her say yes. Listen, and she just looked at me and said, and I just started to bawl, and all I could do was just cry and say, thank you God, 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 thank you God. I knew you were gonna do it. Thank you God. I literally get in the shower like get ready super quick, and we're off to the airport. Now this is a Friday. We're in the airport because remember we're supposed to leave Thursday, the day before, and everybody's trying to get to Tobago. My sister just so happens to have a friend that she went to school with, and that girl helps us get a flight. We stayed there until probably 3 o'clock in the evening, and I think the flight was like 6 something in the evening. But as soon as we get to Tobago, we literally check in one time for the London flight, and you're like, God just worked out everything. I have always wanted to go to Mykonos. I never thought that I would be able to go to Mykonos. You know, you would look at places and be like, oh, that's on my, you know, my bucket list, my wish list. I wish I could go there, but like you never actually think you could. I mentioned to my sister since last year that I wanted to do something big for my birthday, my 35th birthday, and I told her Greece, and she legit made it happen, and made way more than that happen. And God now totally came through for us, especially me, because each time he does something like this, it just strengthens my faith every single time. From losing my makeup bag and getting it right back in El Salvador this year, then the whole situation with Naya and her prom dress that made it literally in the nick of time. This whole situation with my flight of, you know, getting to my dream destination of Mykonos, never thought that would be possible. Like everything, it just leads to me just increasing my faith in God. I am so grateful. Like, and it's not just because God is doing these major things to me, it's because he's really showing himself. Like, Chanel, you put your faith and trust in me, and this goes for everyone. You put your faith and trust in God, Jesus Christ, and he is going to come through for you. He is going to come through for you. It is just crazy to think. And those are just 3 of the ones that I'm telling you all about right now. But there have been many instances throughout this entire year that is only God. Something ever happened to you and you look up and you're like, yeah, I know that's you, God, because that's definitely not me. It's definitely God. So I was just super grateful. I literally spent 12 hours or less in Mykonos, because we actually had to get on a ferry to go and meet everybody else in another part of Greece. Like, if you looked at my travel vlogs, you all already saw, but you all give Jesus a try. That's like the best I could say. Give him a try, because he definitely will not let you down. I am amazed about this whole situation, and I'm super grateful. Like, I still am in awe. Talking about it, I'm like, I cannot believe this happened. But yes, it happened, and God definitely did show himself strong. Okay guys, so thank you so much for watching. I really hope you all enjoyed my story time. The message, as I keep trying to reiterate throughout this entire video, is to give Jesus a chance, because he's amazing. Like, honestly, I pray so much. Like, I pray all the time, constantly praying, and I feel like if I'm still not praying enough, because I owe God so much. Like, it's crazy. So much things that we take for granted on a daily basis, waking up in the morning, getting back home safe from work or school. Like, trust and believe, give God a try. Like, I wish I was trying so hard to have a relationship with God as much as I should have been in my past, but definitely he's amazing. So I hope you all enjoyed this story time, and don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys. Okay, and last but not least, y'all, I'm so excited for these. As I told you before, I've been having a little bit of an obsession with like phone accessories, so I got me some phone cases. So let us check them out. So first things first, oh my gosh, have y'all ever had a composition book, the notebook? Y'all ever had one before? So I decided to get me a phone case. When I saw this, I was like, this is so cute. I love it, love it, love it. So this is what the phone case looks like. I find this is so great. I love it. So it says, what? P.S. I love you. Is like the notebook style. This is really, really great. Let's try it on my phone and see.